Julien, which of course includes France in that talented group of footballers that we're going to see on ESPN. And I want to ask you, what are the chances now for France to have an important tournament with what's going on in the dressing room?
You're right. It's a great question. This is the key for me. Talent is not a problem. We've got loads of it, but it's what happens in that dressing room. It's that relationship between Corinne Diacre and her players. We know that for the last 3 years, really, even in the 2019 World Cup, despite the quarterfinal and they lost. They had a good game against the USA. They lost. I think they deserved to lose, but they put a good account of themselves. But since then, really, the tensions, even the fights at times between the players and the manager, the ones that she obviously didn't pick anymore, like Le Sommer, like Amandine Henry, which is really the big one who went from being captain to being left out completely from the squads. These tensions are still there, even if now in front of the cameras everybody's smiling, we're waiting for the start of the tournament and the game on Saturday. On Sunday, you could still see it. You could still love that dressing room is still knocking on Diacre. And if your dressing room and your team doesn't really believe in the head coach, then I'm not sure how far you can go. Quarterfinals has been a bit of a ceiling for the French lately, and I think the objective right now is at least the semi-final. But for that, one of the key will be that kind of environment and the relationship between head coach and players. And if we already talk about that before the start of the tournament, it tells you how difficult I think things will be for France later on in the tournament.
Now, in these talks that we're having before the tournament, as you mentioned, Julien, I want to ask you who your pick is for the favorite to take it all.
Well, I would say, France. You know how biased I am, of course. Even if you're new to the show, I would always pick France or PSG, the French teams. I have to be objective here. I still think that despite all the talent the France have, from Renard to Katoto to Diani, I think they might come short a little bit. I really believe that England can go far. I'm a bit like Julie. I don't think they can go all the way. I think the pressure will get to them. Even if, obviously, their head coach has won it with Holland 4 years ago. I can see Sweden. I think Norway, with Ada Hegerberg being back, have a great chance. And I would have said Spain as well before Alexia Putellas' injury. So I would have to go with Sweden, because I really believe that they are slightly above everybody else. But even Germany, Oberdorf and all the others have a big card to play. I really think it's open, but you have to say Sweden, as for the recent result and everything, have to be slight favourite here.
The battle between the head and the heart. Alexis, are you sticking with England as your favorite?
Always.
Man, that is the actual battle that's going on in my head and my heart over the last week. I know last time I did say I'm going to go with England because I believe that there's something special about this Lionesses team. I compared them to the current Liverpool squad, and I said that I've never seen such an actual perfect harmony in any football team squad anywhere in the world. I've seen it with Liverpool, and now I see it with this England Lionesses players. But then as well, part of my head wants me to go with Sweden. They are absolutely stacked. They know exactly what it is and what it takes to win on the biggest stage. But since Jules went with them, I'm going to go against Jules, and I'm going to stick with England for this one. I think it could very well be coming home. One of the differences I've seen when you compare them to the men's run last year is that you really feel like this time the girls are absolutely relishing this chance. We know how the public here can be very brutal sometimes and quick to turn on teams, but I think after speaking to a lot of the girls on this Lionesses team, they said they've not even thought of that. Instead of trying to take these last couple of weeks and prepare and calm down, they've been ready to go from the first one. They said, it's almost as if they didn't even need the friendlies because they were ready to go. They know exactly what to do. They have Serena Wigman, who absolutely knows what it takes to win on this highest stage. And look, they didn't exactly say what her advice was when they went up against her own country, the Netherlands, but they blew them out of the water in that second half. I think that if they can just sort out their first half issues, because they can't seem to fire in any of the first halves in these last three friendlies, I think then they're definitely going to be probably the team to beat.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN+.